All right, fam. There we go, man. What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome back and welcome in to another episode of The Rundown, man. I'm your host, as always, Drew Johnson. Y'all come on in, you know what I mean? Let your head down a little bit. Hope y'all guys had a good day today. Really appreciate everybody that's been supporting the content. Man, the love has been good, but I appreciate you guys. Any support helps the show, man. So as y'all come in, you know what I mean? Hope y'all had a good day. As I said, y'all hit that like button and hit that share button, man. I got a good, insightful episode for you guys tonight. Y'all always know I will bring the value and bring the heat, but before I give you guys a preview of my guest, preview of the show, got to give a shout out, give some love to our sponsors, man. Of course, first one, the main man. Shouts out to my brother, Lance Leggett over at Taste One Boiled Peanuts. Been supporting the boy, been supporting the show. The Quince Hydration family hooked the boy up. My giveaway winners got some of these in their hands. And my D2O family, man. Shouts out to the D2O family. They're going to be sending me over another care package this week. So we'll get some more product in you guys' hands. But make sure you guys hit that like, hit that share button as I give you guys some more giveaway opportunities, man. It starts with you guys' support on the rundown. But I got a good show for you guys. Two of the better guests around joining for some valuable insights, as I said. First up, man, this guy's been everywhere from spring ball to 7v7s to summer events. Our guy, Andy Villamarzo, is here to give us the pulse of the state, man. One of the hardest workers in the game. So glad to have my brother back on and give you guys the breakdown of everything that's going on in Sunshine State. But then later on, we're diving into Brevard County football, man, and the heat it brings every year with this guy, man. Shouts out to my brother Telly from PRMD. He'll be in the building to break it all down. That's some transfers, a lot of stuff going on in that Brevard County area. So y'all already know what to do, family. Like, comment, repost, tag a friend, tag somebody. You know what I mean? Let's go ahead and get into it as my brother is waiting on me. Let's go ahead and bring him in. The man, Andy Villamarzo. There he is. What's up, brother?
Hey, how's it going, Drew? Thank you for having me. How are you?
Hey, always hard working. So I'm glad you're giving us some time, man. Glad you're giving us some time. But hey, really quick. Like I said, you've been everywhere. You've been everywhere from the spring to the summer to now, man. How's the summer been treating you, though, brother? How you doing, brother? How you doing?
I always believe it's like the grind never stops with, especially with high school football. It's, it's 12 months, 365 days a year. So I think we all got to be kind of paying attention on a daily basis. I think, I'll take a little vacation here. Maybe second week of July, but best believe I'll have my phone there ready to go, and I'll still be posting. I mean, I don't know if I ever take a real vacation.
No, it's about to turn up for you a little bit because you got some news that people will be wanting to hear. It's coming out pretty soon, but we'll let you announce that. But all right, brother, really quick, man. As I said, you've been working hard. You've been at some of these events. And one of them, man, that's been blowing up on social media, doing really well, I want you to touch on is the FHS 7v7 State Championship event, man. Before you get into some standouts and stuff like that, just talk about the event overall. Who came out on top, brother?
Well, well-run event by the FHS 7v7 Association at the Villages Charter School, which is, I mean, that's got to be like the Taj Mahal of venues. I mean, that place is immaculate. And I kind of likened it to it's like a mini IMG academy with all the fields they have. They have a little turf practice field right behind the grandiose grandstand they have on the home side. It's just a beautiful facility. Ocala Vanguard came out on top. Vanguard came out. Yep, Coach Edwin Farmer and his boys. They ended up, really on that day two, just really kind of taking it to everybody, especially Florida State High in the final. I mean, I think kind of speaks to the athletes they have, and I know we've seen the stock kind of blow up for James Bethea. I mean, he one of the most recent offers from Alabama. He's since getting more of an opportunity to play wide receiver for Vanguard. I think that's kind of really been able to kind of showcase his abilities and kind of show everybody in the 3-5-2, it's not all about really running the football. They can also at Vanguard. I expect them with the development of Terrence Lewis at quarterback. I think they're gonna be throwing the ball a lot more. So
how did the Terrence Lewis kid look, man? Let's talk about some standouts now. Let's talk. Before we get into some of the better, talk about the quarterbacks. I wanted you to break down some of the quarterbacks that you've seen. You have some videos out on both Twitter and Instagram that were doing really well, but the Terrence Lewis kid that was one that I noticed. But talk about some of the quarterback play that you've seen at the 77 event.
Well, I thought overall the quarterback play was pretty good. Terrence was I believe the most consistent, which kind of speaks to them being able to win it all. Just from being at these events from start to finish, I think he's been somebody that has really shown a lot of growth each and every time out. And this, kind of like from the first time I got to see him, a little bit. I don't want to say he had trouble kind of getting the concepts, but it was just kind of
behind the ear still. You know what I mean? It's a little wet behind the ear. Yeah.
And I think by the championship final or day 2 of this state championships over at the Villages, he was just, everything's just coming out of his hand. Quickly. He's making those reads a lot faster. Just being able to have the kind of athletes that they have, and for him to kind of just be more of a distributor of the football and getting the ball to his playmakers quickly. Kind of just showed Vanguard could be a pretty dangerous team come fall time. Michael Pine over at Alonzo High School, 2028 kid. I thought he was pretty impressive. That was my first time being able to get to see him, and he just really kind of, I thought he showed out a bit. I like
legit, Andy. Is everything I'm saying about him correct? You know what I mean? He looks good, huh? For a 2028
he looks good. Yeah, I think he's going to be a really good one for the Ravens and Coach Hayden Cottrell. He's.
Do they have weapons? I'm not too familiar.
Yeah,
they got some weapons they can use.
Well, they got this kid William Matthews at wide receiver. I really liked him. The player he kept reminding me of, just a bit younger, is Darian Williams over at Plant. He kind of reminds me of him a little bit. Yeah. Doesn't obviously have the offers. I think he's just got a Rhode Island offer, but
same electricness, explosiveness, you know what I mean? Good breaks.
Yeah, get up.
Darian Williams is a pure athlete, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I maybe, not exactly him, but just the style of play and the way he
just giving those certain traits, you know what I mean, that you can work with. That's
absolutely.
Alonzo, all right, I'll keep my eyes out for Alonzo. Of course, the Michael Pine kid, he's going to be big time, but I want to see what weapons he has to use, and of course the trenches. I don't know what their offensive line will look like. 77 is cool, but it's going to be a little different when he had a DN or a D tackle running after him.
Yeah. So AJ Chung from West Orange, another
AJ Chung, man, young kid, roll up a little bit, Andy. You know what I mean? Yeah. There you go.
He's a good looking kid, in terms of his size, just his maturity, the way he commands the offense. I just thought he did. He's another one. I thought he did a really nice job all both days. And then, though they didn't get to, I know last year they were there at the in the state championship final against Plant. But I think it speaks to the tournament having some good teams all around the
teams there.
I know it's not featuring the Chaminades and the Northwesterns and the
Lakeman.
We'll get it. I'm sure we'll get into 7-on-7. But I thought there was a lot of quality out there.
Yeah.
Gainesville Buchholz out there, Sanford Seminole.
Yeah. Seminole.
South Lake, I think, is going to be a team that's going to be
South Lake. Coach Lord and those boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I thought there was a lot of quality. Obviously you have Plant that's always in these, 7-on-7s.
How did Dylan Rose Bailey look?
Well, yeah, Dylan Rose kind of rotating with a couple other quarterbacks. I thought Dylan looked kind of better on day 2 than day 1. I thought day 1, he was splitting time with the other 2 quarterbacks. Just some of the throws, I think he I don't know. It seems like to me maybe at Plant there's more of a quarterback battle going on than it's kind of like here's the keys and go run with it. But I don't know. I mean, I'm just observing. Like when you're rotating.
It's still his time. It's his time now, right? 2026. He's had some traction for the last couple of years. You go to Plant where that program, the expectation is high, and you put some athletes around them. Their offensive line should be physical as well. So. Man, if he comes in and spins it right, commands the room, I'm not sure. I mean, the floor is wide open for him. So I got to get out the plan or something. I got to see what they're working with because I don't know. Dylan should be his keys. But let me ask you because we had Sanford coach on my last show. How did the Williams kid look? I know he talked about him a little bit. He'll be stepping in for Clayton. How did he look?
Well, yeah, and I think that's something. A lot of people looking at them would think, Clayton leaves. Yeah. It's all over at Seminole. But, I'm sure Coach Calhoun probably maybe just said, hey, we're in good hands with Jason. I think he's a very capable quarterback. The one time I got to see him last year was when they played Lake Mary on a Thursday night. And they hung tough with them. They were right there. I think that was like his first varsity start from what I understood.
And Clayton was hurt that game. He was hurt a few games and he got to play a little bit. That's why I told him it's not going to be too hard for him to come in and learn the playbook and demand excellence from his teammates because they seen him perform last year in games like the Lake Mary game where it's his first starting game. He's not out there, shitting the bed. So I think he'll have a good opportunity. They're going to always keep athletes at Sanford Seminole. You know what I mean? So but just going down, I see some of your videos for some of these other quarterbacks. We've talked about the Lewis kid. I see the FSU kid. What is it?
Yeah, Callie. Callie Cannon. Yeah, he's a good looking kid. Just 6'2", 6'3", I'd say. Under 200 pounds, but I mean, ball came out of his hand really nice. Just really was able to push it downfield. Made some really nice throws. I saw a lot more of them on day 2 than I did day 1. So just being able to see him in the semifinals and then the championship. I mean, they didn't really. I think they kind of all the juice was gone by the championship game. I think they had exerted all their energy against Sanford Seminole in that semifinal. But I mean, he's somebody that definitely people in the Big Bend area need to keep an eye on. And I'm surprised we haven't really heard a little bit more about him. But Coach Hickman,
that's the North Florida area, man. I'm sure they got some guys up there smashing the covers, but man, the covers, down south, and then when you get to the Tampa area, Central Florida, Polk County area, man, we got some hell of a guys out here smashing the covers. So, and the North Florida area does as well. And I've seen some guys that work with the newspapers that do a great job too. So, and one more quarterback I see here. I see a 2029 guy. What's going on out here? You know what I mean? I see the Aiden Alexander kid. He was out there slinging it a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Jesuits out there. Probably one of the first players that comes to mind is Will Griffin, Florida commit. But no, he was not out there. But Aiden Alexander was, and I know Coach Don Mezek, the offensive coordinator for Jesuit. We were chatting a little bit. He was giving him a lot of praise, saying
nice looking 2029.
Really well. Yeah.
I see he's at Jesuit, and I see you put an article out about Will's brother. Where's Will's brother at? I see the Griffin. I see it's in the genes for Will Griffin's little brother. Is he not at Jesuit?
Griffin. Yeah. He's not at Jesuit. No, he's at Northside Christian, where that's where Will played.
That's where. Okay. There you go.
Yeah. So I mean, Jack next in line. I mean, we'll see. How he's going to be an 8th grader here, playing for the Mustangs. So. I mean, to me, that's the name to kind of keep an eye on throughout the 25 season is him, and just kind of see how he grows throughout the year, how he progresses. And but yeah, I mean, I think with Will going to be exiting the high school scene here after this season, now Jack's name's going to be out there, and who knows? I mean, he's 5'10", 5'11" now, and you've seen Will, I've seen Will in person. I mean, he's obviously a really good looking prospect. I was just at the Elite 11, camp. And I think that's, something that you look at Jack and you're like, just some of the throws, seeing that he posted, and he was at the FBU camp over the weekend.
FBU.
Yeah, I think he's going to be somebody that I'm sure we're going to be talking about the next few years.
All right, brother. Really quick, as we close down on the FSHS, as I told you, I'm having trouble talking this morning. The Celsius helping me out, though, man. I need a box of these. But all right, I'm going down the list. You got any other standouts that we can talk about? Tag, man. I'm going down their Twitter page as I look at some of these, the West Orange kids, Namir Coleman. I look at a 2028 kid from Plant, DJ Ford. I'm just going down the list. Malik Holman over at South Lake. Man, so they got a lot of them. They did a
South
great
Lake,
job.
I mean,
well.
South Lake
wasn't standouts.
Yeah, South Lake kind of came. I'll take what their coaches were saying. They came in with they didn't have all the bullets.
All the guys.
They could come in.
Was Trey Kelly out there?
Trey Kelly. He didn't have a lot of his weapons there offensively, so he wasn't really able to. South Lake wasn't able to really make a run. I think if they had everybody at their disposal, I mean, I believe they're probably one of those Final Four or Elite Eight teams. They're missing a lot of players.
They got a kid called Isaiah Pina.
He wasn't there.
Plays dual sport athlete. I first seen him on the basketball court dunking on people, and then his coach is like, he plays football now. I'm like, wait, who? The big old Pina kid? I'm like, oh man. So I want to see where they're going to use him and what he can do. But Paul was out there.
Bryson Marbury for Lake Howell. He was a good-looking quarterback. Another one.
The 2028 quarterback, Bryson.
Yep.
Oh, he's at Lake Howell now.
Yes.
Okay, man. And now I got to put me on game. Oh, I see it now. Okay, I see it now.
Yep.
Oh man. I'll have Bryson.
Yeah,
go ahead, brother.
Appalachian State, Syracuse, Toledo on the table already. So he's somebody,
another. Gotta have him on your list for the 2028s. I just put out a video, as I said, a quarterback breakdown, and he's in there, right? And Coach Ent was telling me about him a year or two ago, watching those Gridiron Elite boys. But he's starting to come into his game, as you said. Another kid that maybe a little bit shorter a couple of years ago. Now he's blowing up, going to be a tall kid. So. The Marbury kid looks really good. What about those Palmetto boys? I see a Zion Robertson kid. Palmetto has some good kids out there. Shouts out to Palmetto. And a few more. Dane Bathurst out of Plant. Yeah, you like him? You like that kid?
I didn't see Palmetto out there at all. I don't think they.
You didn't see Palmetto out there? Okay, yeah. And that was the Bathurst kid was the Plant kid, 2026 out of Edge, coming off the Edge. So. All right, man. Any others you want to throw out as we begin to wind down their talk? As I throw out some standouts and some quarterback talk, but I want to ask you: do you think? I know it's tough to simulate the real thing, brother. And I know some still might be against the 7v7 model, but you talked about it, man. They have some pretty good teams there. But could you see more teams focusing on using this kind of summer period to build some chemistry, get some reps in against other competitive high schools? As this 7v7 events get more sanctioned, you know what I mean? So do you see more teams, as you mentioned, the Northwesterns, you know what I mean? Some of these bigger schools, do you see them participating where they can to kind of get that competition against other high schools where they might not get to compete against them in the past, but you can kind of line it up with your skill guys in the summer period? Do you see it becoming a more thing that teams participate in?
I think it's just it varies based on your program's kind of history with taking part in it. I know there's teams that I've talked to that, like I've talked to Coach Peacock over at Venice about them being in 7-on-7s. He's told me that's not something they really partake in during the summer. They focus on lifting and
for sure,
kind of guys, getting into their training. I mean, I think it's just going to vary from program to program. It's just more of your philosophy on how you feel, 7-on-7 helps your team versus kind of how you've always been doing things. So I think it's more of the same, but you'll see teams kind of one by one, I think, make those kind of business decisions on, hey, let's, boys want to play in it. Obviously, because I think if there was a survey where there was no name put on it and coaches could all fill it out, I feel like I confidently could say that coaches would probably not want to partake in it themselves, just because, there's probably other things they would like to see the guys work on and be able to. I mean, it's obviously a tool for the team to get better offensively. Quarterbacks, wide receivers, running backs get timing offensively. Defensive backfields being able to kind of see opposing offenses and see concepts and read routes and do all of that. But at the end of the day, I mean, like you said, hard to simulate an actual game, because there's teams out here, they look, fantastic in shirts and shorts. But I mean, the moment you put them out on a field, 11 on 11, we got to, I think I saw a Twitter video with John Gruden not long ago kind of talking about, he's like, I go to all these 7-on-7s. There's no offensive line, man. Where's the offensive line? Like, to me, that's where, you're going to win and lose games. If you watch, we all watch the high school state championship games. And to me, that's the biggest thing that stands out between the teams that are in those games versus the teams that didn't get to those games is, you look at those boys up front and you're like, man, if we had a bunch of 300-pound just, mammoths up front. Yeah, because we give all the love to all the skill guys, because, those are obviously the popular positions on the field when it pertains to football. But offensive linemen, defensive linemen, that's where the games are lost. That's where the games are won and lost. I mean, really, if you don't have a good offensive line, I mean, your offense isn't going to go. I didn't see one team last year that I went, man, they have a bad offensive line, but hey, their offense goes. Like, no, you can't have a subpar offensive line and expect to win football games. It's just not going to happen.
Three things I want to touch on, right? And I'll say a lot of teams or some programs might be run-heavy programs anyway, so the 7v7 might not be something that, that they're getting better in for their scheme. Another thing is that you touched on, right? I've seen some of these 7v7 high schools beat another team that damn well if they lined up on Friday night, it would be a massacre, right? But in the 7v7, they win a championship. It looks good. But it's like, okay, cool. And another, what was that last? I had another point I was going to touch on. But yeah, so some programs might be, last point. I kind of seen something on social media where they were doing some 70s. I think it was down south or somewhere, but they were like fully padded. It was like a fully padded 7v7 type thing. And it was for the high school. So I don't know, man. You definitely can't, because Larry commented on it, and he said the same thing too. It's hard to simulate. They were damn near about to tackle each other. I think it was Chance Rusin or somebody like that at a 7v7 event. But it was damn near padded. So I don't know, man. I don't know where it's headed. You know what I mean? But I guess this event that you covered was a good, solid event with some good programs that I guess got some good experience out of it. You know what I mean? So looking out on the outside in, it looked like a solid overall, well-ran event. So, but some quality points you touched on, obviously, man. A lot of you guys are going to be getting beat up on in the trenches this year. But if you can win a 7v7 event, hey, you know what I mean? It feels good. But all right, let's go. Let's move on real quick, brother, as we close out on the 7v7 talk. But you've been around a lot of programs this spring and summer, man. Let's kind of talk about the Tampa area. What's the buzz? What's the buzz in the Tampa area right now? Any squads, any prospects you think could shock the state once, fall, as we approach fall? What's some programs or some prospects that could be a shocker?
I mean, I don't know if anyone's really going to shock anybody out of the Tampa area. I think it's the teams that, we're used to seeing year in and year out be at that top. I think it's more so who will end up being that kind of last team, down the stretch. And then you're looking at the mythical transfer portal going on, and you see guys that are leaving. Yeah, I mean, Darian Jones leaving Tampa Bay Tech. He heads down to Chaminade. I think that kind of reminisces what Preston Wright did when he left Ocala Trinity Catholic. He goes down to Chaminade, and I think I'm going to go Brian Windhorst with the fingers up. Now, you think you're probably like, why would you make some kind of move like that? And I think there's an argument on both sides. You sit there and say, well, I mean, you leave a really good program that was 3 points from beating Lakeland last year in the playoffs. I mean, it was just 24-21. We know Lakeland ended up going to the 5A state championship, losing to Aquinas, but then, you know, you're right there if you're Tampa Bay Tech and Jones being the quarterback. I mean, you got to think the team's going to be, you know, still you got Cannon Pickett there and you got Isaac. You got some guys that I think you can be able to make that leap to be able to get there to the state championship game. But then if you're also looking at it from the perspective of he's going there to compete with Tyler Chance, who was, you know, he played a lot of that Class 1A state championship game against Clearwater Central Catholic. And, you know, throughout the year, I mean, Chance looked really good. I mean, when he was quarterback and he had his kind of turn in the musical chairs of quarterbacks that they had, I mean, he looked really good because they had Beckham Kritza, you had Preston Wright, and then you had Tyler Chance. So, I mean, you had 3 quarterbacks that threw for over 1,000 yards for Chaminade last year. But when they got their opportunities, they all looked good in whatever spurts they were there for the Lions. And now you're Darien, you're like, if I get a shot, I'm going to be down there on the national end. You know, and they're going to start off the season against St. Francis Academy.
That's a huge part too, right? You playing a national, you know, West Boca, St. Francis, American Heritage. You know what I mean? You go Edison, West, it goes on and on. St. Thomas. So it's going to have a hell of a schedule. So the eyes are going to be on them.
Yeah, it's kind of like
I like Tampa Bay Tech though, but you know what I mean. They play a good schedule too. No sleep on Tampa Bay Tech. You know, they got some teams on there.
Well, and that's the thing. You just touched on that. And I thought about it like you start off the season hosting the defending Class 7A state champions, Venice Indians. You start off with them.
Oh, they start off with Venice? Okay.
Yeah, Tampa Bay Tech starts off with Venice at home.
Oh, yeah. Tech got Venice. Yeah.
Yep. So, to me, if you're Jones, I mean, what better – team? I mean, I know there is better, you know, teams per se, like St. Francis Academy would be a great team to
opportunity to get at the Indians.
Yeah, I mean, the Venice beat them last year to start the season at home. Now you got your shot to kind of get your get back, and you know, it's a team that I don't know. You look at some national rankings out there, and there's people that got Venice in that top 25. So depending on who you ask. I mean, Venice is a nationally ranked team, and if you go top 50 in the country, Venice is probably in everyone's top 50.
I know they had Jace last year. Who replacing Jace? Jace Nixon.
Well, I know they got a couple quarterbacks that at that spring game I was at when they played Naples. Alex Schaefer was one. The other kid's name is just escaping me, but I mean. I thought it was a pretty even. I actually would even give it to the other quarterback that I apologize. I don't have your name at the kind of right there at the.
No, that's all good.
Mind, but I mean, Schaefer, you know, was the backup last year to Nixon, and I mean, he for his stats from last season, I mean, he looked like he was plenty capable of kind of taking the reins and be able to run with that offense. But I think we know historically, usually. Somebody ends up transferring in, and you know, Johnny Jones, we saw that with leaving Berkeley Prep, and he heads over to Venice. To me, that kind of reminds me of last year where Al Oliver, he leaves Sarasota, Riverview, transfers to Venice, and he's like their stalwart on that offensive line. He ends up going to Appalachian State, but I mean, Johnny Jones is. I mean, the offensive line was already pretty good, and now you throw him on that front. I mean, you know, Macho.
So they got the Irving kid, the running back guy. Yeah, so they're gonna have talent.
Tight end.
I was just wondering, like, they got a nice tight end too.
Oh yeah, they got a tight end, Colton Lynch. He's like 6'6", I want to say 6'5", 6'6", like 230, 240. Yeah, I mean. And what better place to learn to play some tight end? And you got the Burton brothers, you know, over there. Yeah, I mean, because they played at the University of Florida. Obviously, one of them went on to play in the NFL, played a little H-back, tight end action. So
I'm a Noah, so I remember all that crap, man.
Yeah, so they still got. I mean, I think Venice, for all the state championship teams, like when you're looking at what do they bring back, I feel like Venice is the one that it's like they may have lost the most, but they're in a classification where I feel like even for losing as much as they did, they could probably still be, they're obviously going to be in the mix, but they could still win it all, even with no Winston Watkins and no
Chase, Winston Watkins. You lose some edge rushers. You lose the Marsters kid, leading tacklers and stuff. So I don't know. I already know they're going to reload. Coach Peacock and crew, they're not going to play no games. But I was just like, who's going to be the signal caller? Because I know Jace could spin that mug. You know what I mean? So I'm sure that they'll have somebody, as you said, a quarterback battle.
We'll know. We'll know in about a month. I'm sure.
You feel me? But really quick, dog, the Tampa area, man. Let's talk about it. Andy, man, the Clearwater. Is Gaither gonna look good? You know what I mean? Armwood, what's up out there? You know what I mean? Give me something, brother.
I mean, I feel like the team that I really got to see that I walked away saying I think they're better than last year, and this is no surprise. We just talked about him and his younger brother, but I think you saw him. I mean, Tampa Jesuit, just the way they looked against Lakeland. And I know Lakeland has seen a bevy of transfers come in after that spring game. And I think me and you were, hearing the noise, like there's more people coming. Don't worry. Lakeland will be right there. Yeah. So Lakeland's seen their influx of newbies come in. And but Jesuit, I feel like for what they got, how much, I think Will just looked better compared to last year against Lakeland in the spring. I think he, could really make some noise in that Class 4A where, they ended up losing to Port Charlotte in the second round. Now, for where they're out, and Port Charlotte's a team. We'll definitely say, hey, they're going to be good too with Logan Flaherty there at quarterback.
Man,
but
he looks good, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that for Jesuit, this is Will Griffin's senior year.
Wow.
I mean, you're looking to make this run.
And when you put it in perspective, man, Jesuit, this you got the hit Caden, you got Will playing his best ball, you got a hell of experienced offensive line, you got some weapons, some receivers that we seen.
Ooh. Yeah, you got the entire offensive line comes back. You got the backfield, Hezekiah and those guys. You got Mikey Vernon.
Who's in their district or whatever? Like, who do they got to play? Who they got to get over the hump? Who is it? I'm about to pull up their schedule.
You may want to pull that up because I don't have their district memorized. But I don't think it's as
it's they gotta be. Damn, I don't think it'll be the district that gotta hold them back, but they gotta beat Clearwater again, and they gotta beat Port Charlotte. Yeah.
Get to a region final. Yeah. I think that was that's something that for them, I mean, people may not remember or may remember, but I mean, they're only like 3-4 years removed from winning a state championship. I mean, this is a team
okay.
I mean, 2021 they won a 6A title, so you're looking at them like this is a team that the head coach has experience in getting them there. You got a very experienced offensive coordinator and Don Mezek.
Right.
You got your power 4, 4 or 5-star quarterback Will Griffin. You got these. I mean, you got one of the best linebackers in the country.
Oh my goodness,
Anderson. I mean, good golly, 2027 just dynamo there in the middle for them. So I mean, I think all the ingredients I believe are there for Jesuit to make a run, and who knows? I mean, could we see like a state semifinal where you see Jones and Jesuit go at it, which we know we got to see a couple years ago playing a kickoff class at Camping World, but now could we see a Miami commit go head to head with a Florida commit in a state semi?
Be nice. All right, Andy, that'll be
we gotta get us Gotta get us
Florida
excited.
versus Miami showdown a little bit.
Oh, would that not be something? Would that not be something? Maybe they could get it at Camping World.
Let me ask you, brother. Let me ask a couple more teams in the area. How do you feel about my brother, man? My Aiden Wallace and my Lakewood Spartans, man. How do you feel about them guys, man? You feel like they got a chance to do something this year?
Well, you got a new head coach and Dante Fowler Sr. Coach Moore heading off to be a full-time staff member of the Los Angeles Rams. So congrats to Coach Moore. And I think based on what Coach Fowler has said, they're not looking to drop off a beat whatsoever. I mean, it's business as usual, just different person at the top. They're not going to change much at all. He's going to have some guys that have come through the program that, obviously his son now Dallas Cowboy, he's going to have him come on over and, kind of help when he can, I mean, and that's the beauty of like Lakewood over there in St. Pete. I mean, you got a lot of guys that people don't realize that because I think the teams you think of immediately more so when it comes to the NFL, like producing future NFL players is like the Miami Centrals and the, Glade Central and Chaminade and all these, Aquinas, obviously. But people forget like Lakewood's in the top 5 for sending players to the next level. They have a lot of dudes at the end of I mean, Marquez Valdez Scantling, he came from Lakewood.
You read about them Lakewood boys, man. Tell them to put some respect on that Lakewood, man.
Akil Griffin went to Lakewood.
Yeah, there you go.
They got plenty of guys that have come through that program and ended up going on and playing in the NFL. So that's why it's kind of like if you're looking at the Tampa Bay area for all the teams and everything they've done and the state championships that have been won, and it is the Lakewood Spartans that have produced the most NFL talent of any of the other teams. Yeah, because I think you think of I think somebody who's just a novice, they probably quickly say Armwood,
Plant, man. Plant's been, you know what I mean?
I'd say it's probably Lakewood and then CCC. You probably have to throw there, because you got the Newton brothers. You got guys that have played at CCC and gone on to play in the NFL. So I have to say that it's kind of weird when you think about it because we don't throw Lakewood in there when we're talking about a team that could compete for a state title or even be like a team that can make a deep run. It's Lakewood just produces high level, talent year in, year out.
People don't even be talking about that. Like when I be out there, man, they need to come on now. Lakewood, put some respect. And like I said, my brother Aiden Wallace,
he's
quarterback is starting to come into his game now. So, and they got an offensive lineman that's going to play on Saturdays. His name's skipping my head. Campbell, I think. His name's skipping my head right now. But he's big, 6'7" kid. So Lakewood has an opportunity, man. I know they're not having the best couple of years, but like you said, the talent's going to be out there. Let me ask you another team. They just lost the kid, right? They lost Corey Sims. How do you think Mitchell's going to look? I'm going to get it right at it. How do you think Mitchell's going to look now?
I think Mitchell and
Wiregrass Ranch, I kind of put them in the same little boat. You know what I mean? They were both looking good, building some steam. Social media's teams were looking good. I feel like they kind of lost some firepower a little bit.
Yeah, I think Mitchell will be fine. I mean, based on like who they have, on their schedule, and I mean, Wiregrass Ranch to me, is going to be Mitchell and Wiregrass Ranch. I'd say Land O'Lakes, don't sleep on them. They with their
I got Chance. Houston kid, let's go 2027 quarterback.
Yeah, Land O'Lakes. If you looked at their schedule,
a little wide receiver they got, Andy, a little slot kid.
Yeah, if you look at their team last year and their schedule and the scores, I mean, they probably lost like 6 or 7 games by like 1 score. So and Wiregrass included. So I'd say like if Land O'Lakes can find a way to kind of just in that fourth quarter be able to get that one more score, you could flip their record around, or you could really say they're like a 9-1, 8-2 type team.
Wow.
I know, Sun Lake, I got a little glance at them in the spring. They didn't have their running back Merriman. but I mean, I think they looked fairly good. So that's a really competitive district when you look at it with Mitchell, Wiregrass, Land O'Lakes, Sun Lake. I mean, all of them are going to be pretty competitive teams. Obviously, Wiregrass and Mitchell are the two teams, and I'll just keep saying Land O'Lakes should be right there with them. They don't get I don't think they get the kind of the publicity like the other two, just because they don't have as many big name guys. I think Wiregrass, for who they had last year, this year, you got Daniel Terry that I think he's gonna have a huge season. Caden Thomas, we know at Mitchell, but Houston over there, he's gonna be somebody that I think really puts on for his junior season here.
Put some respect on my brother, man. That 2027 quarterback class is. We talk about the 26 class, the 27 and 28s are right there. But my brother Andy, all right, guys, I got just a couple more for Andy. He's got to wind down here, busy man. So I respect him for jumping on. Give you guys some time. But I guess just a couple more schools. I'm excited. I want to see what CCC looks like. We see the Chase kid. We're seeing Luke Wilson blow up a little bit. I told y'all, man, white lightning, right? I'm excited to see how they're going to use them, and I'm excited to see what their defense looks like. We talk a lot about their offense and the Newton kids and whatnot, but I want to see what their defense looks like. You know what I mean? So a couple others I'm scrolling past. Y'all don't play in Sarasota, do y'all? That's down there with Venice and them, right? Is that we're not going to do that Tampa area, Sarasota? What do you think? What do you say?
I can talk about any area in the state.
Okay. But I'll save that for this question I got when we go region. Like my last one for you. So Venice, Carter Mooney, whoever you want to go, right? But I'm just trying to scroll down a little bit. Even Manatee. Plant City, I'm interested to see what Plant City is going to look like. Gaither, I want to see what Gaither is going to look like. I see they got a couple Hamilton brothers or something like that. I see it. They got some stuff going on over there. Calvary Christian, are they decent? They look good?
Yeah, I'd say their offensive line is going to be very formidable. They have one of the top offensive lines, I think, in the Tampa Bay area. So definitely a team that, looking at them, they were one of the first practices I got to hit when I was going around. Yeah. So, Coach Wes over there, he's got a really nice looking group. And I think they played Specially Fit Academy in the spring, and they just blew the doors off of them. So I expect the Warriors to be, they're going to be really nice.
Yeah. Tampa area, I love y'all. Andy's, I know he's got a role, so I got a couple more for him that I got to get in. I don't want him to have to leave. So Tampa area, I have Andy back on, of course, before the fall season. We'll dive more into the Durants and more local schools, even in the Pasco County area, which he does a great job. Him and a couple of his brothers do a great job covering. Even Green Zone Preps, my brother, Coach D Green. But let's do it, Andy. I want to ruffle some feathers really quick, man. I kind of want to – let's pick one team, right? I'm going to go around the state for the people that's watching, these coaches, players, parents. We're going to go around the state in each area, and we're going to choose one team. You know what I mean? We're going to do like a power ranking type thing. We're going to choose one team who would think survive out of the area. So we'll start in the South Florida area, brother. The number one team, talking with Larry, you know what I mean? I don't think anybody's better than Northwestern right now, especially what they got going on with Bridgewater and whatnot. Transfers coming in and whatnot. So I think Northwestern, if I had to go with one team down south, of course, STA, Chaminade, whoever, I'm going to go Northwestern. Who will you go, brother?
I mean, if we're saying who's going to make it out, like get to a state championship and just go home and take it, I mean,
a lot of them will in South Florida. But
I was going to say, I don't think it'll just be one. I think it's going to be a host of them. I mean, so if I had to do that, I mean,
one team you like, dude.
One team that I like above everybody else. I mean, I've heard a ton about Miami Northwestern and just the amount of guys that have come in, and just you look at this probably one of the most interesting quarterback competitions, not just in the state but probably nationally. You got Leon Strotter after last year's state championship run, and then you get Neiman coming in from Ransom Everglades, 2028 phenom at the position. To me,
Neiman
that's
Lawrence is at Northwestern now?
Yes. Yep.
Oh, man.
Yep.
My Lakeland family, dog. Yeah, you see what they're trying to do, dog. It's crazy. You going to be at that game, Northwestern versus the Dreadnoughts? I think they're doing it down south or something. They're have like a jamboree type game.
No, I will unfortunately not be there. I'll be up in Georgia.
Hey, well, y'all gonna see some news soon. Andy gonna be moving around a little bit, man. But yeah, so we'll go with Northwestern. I would like to see Northwestern and the STA line it up, or Central. You know what I mean? Miami Central is always gonna be stout. Besides the BS last year with the games. But all right, we'll go Northwestern, South Florida. Let's do kind of the southeast area. Defending state champion. I have my brother on, Coach Potts. I gotta go with West Boca. We've seen the facilities. We've seen what they got going on. Hell of a coaching staff. They got kids from top to bottom. So I'll go West Boca.
Yeah, I think you'd be hard pressed to go with anybody else. I don't even know who else you could really go. You could try to
Palm Beach area.
You could say Cardinal Newman or Palm Beach Central.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Facts.
Those teams aren't of the caliber. Like they're a notch below where West Boca's at. I mean,
sure.
Me and you kind of talked off camera about their, just crazy immaculate new training facility that they got. So yeah, they're taking it to another level. They're not only taking it to another level off of the field, also on the field. They're challenging Chaminade. They're challenging Bergen Catholic. I mean, they're going for it. They're not. I don't think they're just. Yeah, they're not just trying to be a state.
Local. They want to be national, man. They're not sidestepping. Coach Potts and crew. They want to be one of those big time schools. You know what I mean? So we'll go West Boca for what they represent. Next up, we'll go out there with you. We'll go in the Tampa area, man. Tampa area, I gotta go. They can't get over the hump, but I want to have Coach Harvey on. We've been talking in the DM, so I'm gonna go with CCC, man. I'm gonna go CCC. I like what they got going on.
I'm gonna go with Jesuit. I think.
Damn! I forgot it. All right, and that'd be a good matchup though, right there. CCC Jesuit. Woo!
Yeah, well, I can't sit here and just and Coach Harvey knows, me and him talk. To me, I think for where they're at, what they lost. I mean, and he knows they're always like in probably some people's minds like a underdog in some way, shape, or form. But I don't really think it's so much that for me. It's just they lost so much, and Jesuit practically returns every person.
That's a good point, dog. That's me. That's why I said area. You're the man. The Jesuit, man. That's slipped my mind, brother. That's a good pick, though. Can Armwood match what they did last year with Pringle and all them boys? Do you think so, or with Reese Brush and crew, or do you think it's might take a step back?
If it's a step back,
Andy. Keep it real, we love y'all coaches. We love y'all. We're gonna keep it real.
No. It's I think if they do take a step back, it's like it's probably like
minor. You know what I mean? Maybe a one game.
A quarter of their heel going back. It's not like taking this literal full step back. I think
a few more games might be a little closer. You know what I mean? Might be a couple more battles on. Yeah,
I think they're going to be throwing the Brock a lot more.
Okay, there you go.
Final
relying on Pringle, Pringle show.
I think you could see like a 4,000+ yard season out of Rise.
Wow, dude, that would be crazy. I would love to see that though, for real. That would be crazy.
I think they're gonna be throwing the ball quite a bit. So
all right, we ain't sleeping on Armwood, man. We know y'all still right there, but we'll go Jesuit for what they put on, the performance they put on in the spring or summer. So all right, brother, let's go Central Florida area, and we'll include Polk in that. Man, shout out to Tampa Bay. The Tampa Bay Twitter guy, he kind of includes Polk in the Tampa Bay area, Lakeland. So I would go Lakeland over Jesuit if I had to, but I'll put us in the Central Florida area. I gotta go to Lakeland. You know what I mean? That's me.
Yeah, I can't. I'm gonna go Jones. I think Jones just you got
This
Darion
is
back.
why I got my brother on right here. Lakeland Jones. I like Jones. Good shit. Good pick right there. There you go.
Yeah,
Keep going though. Why would you pick Jones?
I just think you have probably one of the best quarterback wide receiver duos
Yeah.
in the state. I mean, these guys built a great rapport last year, Coleman and Miles, and then now there's no Vernell. So I mean, you could see that production for Miles just I'm going to say astronomically going up because I'm sure he's going to see a lot of targets. He's going to have those opportunities. Really, I mean, you're thinking probably minimum 1,500 yards through the air for Miles, in my opinion, because of what he did last year. Getting over 1,000. So to me, all those targets that Vernell was getting now. And I know they got other guys, but Miles is the big name, the 4-star. So I think he's going to be the one that really Coleman kind of zeroes in on, and in clutch time when you need a guy, hit Miles.
Yeah, they have Vernell Brown and Miles too, but this year they got Miles and they got a kid called DJ Hicks, Deontay Hicks, moving over from Buchholz. So he electric, Andy. I'm telling you. So he's gonna have a lot of production as well. And really quick, I can't forget. We talk about Vanguard, right? A smaller school that goes to damn near the state every year. But I like Lake Wells. People do not sleep on Lake Wells this year. I'm telling you. I talk about Lakeland, but I went out and seen Lake Wells, and they damn near got just as many athletes as a Dreadnought. So Lake Wells might beat up on some people too, and might go undefeated too. So all right, we'll go. But that's a good pick, Jones. Wrapping it up for my brother. I know you got to get out of here. Let's kind of do that East Coast, you know what I mean? Space Coast area, you know what I mean? Where I'll go with Coco, obviously. I just got a transfer quarterback in, the champ kid, after losing one of the better quarterbacks I've seen, scouting quarterbacks, and Brady Hart. So Coco and Coach Snyder and crew, and Franco, they always gonna look good. You know what I mean? They've done a hell of a job. As I got PRMD, my dog Telly in, being his area, gonna break down that Brevard County area. But Coco, man, I can't go. I can't go with anybody else. E Galley looks good too. E Galley is going to be tough too.
Yeah. I mean, until proven otherwise, yeah, I think Coco.
Yeah.
I mean,
couldn't say it better.
Yeah, I mean, 3 straight state titles.
Yeah.
They don't look like they're trying to slow down at all. So they're gunning for a 4th. I think it's going to be really tough with Cardinal Mooney and Gaston County kind of breathing down their necks at this point. So I think it's Coco, over there in the Space Coast area. O'Galley, like you said, they're making moves to kind of be up in that conversation. But I just don't see him getting out of 3A because at the end of the day, you got to run in Northwestern, and I don't think that'll be a fun time.
Skipped over this area, man, but an area that has a lot of talent. Let's go down to the Naples area, right? Of course, Coach Peacock and the boys, the Venice Indians are tough, but you got Naples, you know what I mean? You got Bishop Moreau, you got Lely High School. It's Cardinal Mooney, those Sarasota boys. It's a lot of talent out there, but I got to go with Venice Indians, obviously, you know what I mean? Coach Peacock and crew, what they've done with that program is unmatched in a lot of areas. Who would you go, brother?
I mean, similar case to why I said Coco. I go with Venice. They're coming off of the 4th state championship in the program history. Kind of just what they bring back may not be, of the caliber as of yet to what they had last year, but you're starting to see some movement, some kids coming in. So I think they could be a school. They could be as good as they were last year, but I think we're kind of monitoring, seeing, how that all transpires and what becomes of it. But Cardinal Mooney's like a close right there. I mean, you got Elijah Golden. They got the
Peacock. Don't want to hear that, man.
yeah, I know. It's his alma mater, so he doesn't.
You said that right.
Yeah, he's. I know he gets a little a little upset.
Oh, Larry, that's what Larry said. Larry said that. That's what I was like, Coach Peacock don't want to hear that. And that's what he said. It's alma mater. I was like, oh, okay, it makes sense.
Yeah, it's alma mater. And they got a quarterback at Mooney, not Devin Merger. I mean, that is a tough situation for Coach Jared Clark. He's got two. Yeah. He's got the incumbent, and he's got the guy who's been doing it for him. Both really good quarterbacks. I don't know. Good thing I just write about it. He's got to be the one to make the decision on who he plays. Yeah. So I just think he's got their situation reminds me a lot of what Teddy Bridgewater is going to have to figure out between his guys. Yeah, because it's like. You got a younger guy that I think can make a case to be the guy, but you got the dude that was your starter last year that really got you
proven. So it's like, all right. And shouts out to that area. Shouts out to that area though, Andy. They've been producing some quarterbacks, right? Going back to Bishop Road, the Carter Smith kid, I believe. They got the Logan kid blowing up. You got Lely High School, Carter, Quinn. You got the 2028 kid blowing up. The Quinn brothers, I'll say, Brady Quinn. You got Hudson West at Sarasota. And, of course, Jace Nixon at Venice High School. So that area's produced some quarterback talent when I think about it. So shouts out to that area. Yeah.
I'd say it's actually a more talented area the more and more you really kind of dive into, because you go Manatee, you got Coach Bradley over at South.
I got Logan Rogers over there this year, you know what I mean, with Manatee. Manatee's a good program.
Manatee, Palmetto, Southeast, and then you get into Sarasota. Parish Community's done a nice job with Coach Dylan Clark. You go into Sarasota, you got Sarasota's kind of on the come up.
Sarasota look good this year, Andy. They got a kid called Hudson West, a quarterback that people are talking about.
Yeah, you got Sarasota, Riverview. They're gonna, I think, have a bounce back year. You got Sarasota Booker, obviously. Even with the coaching change, I think they're retaining a lot of their kids. Venice, as always, Cardinal Mooney, Port Charlotte. You go down to the Southwest Florida, Fort Myers area with Dunbar. Riverdale has been playing, doing well. Go down further, you run into Naples and community school.
Naples and community school, Naples, FBA, all them schools down there, First Baptist Academy. That's why I told my Texas boys, man, Florida, we play football. You know what I mean? It's a football state for real. Even on the coast. Yep. You know what I mean? When you think they're out there fishing and living it up on the beach, no, they out there playing football. So I don't know, man. Don't sleep on that area out there for sure. My brother, I see him. You got to wind down. So this last area, and that's the North Florida area, Andy. You got those Bowles boys up there. You got Gaston County. You got Rains. You got Mandarin, FSU High School, St. Augustine. Who would you go with, brother? I would go with.
If we're going
Gaston County again, I'm gonna go with Gaston County.
Ooh, that's a broad.
Landon and Daughtery and them boys. Didn't they go to state last year? I like Coach Russell. Talking to him a little bit, gonna get him on the show. I like Bowles too. You know what I mean? I don't know. Where would you go?
That's a broad. I mean, if I'm going from the tip of the Panhandle all the way to Duval County,
North Florida's high. You got Jacksonville all the way to Destin. You know what I mean?
I would cut that actually in half. I probably cut it into three pieces.
I'm trying to save you some time, brother. I'm trying to save you some time.
No. I got you. I could do that real quick. Panhandle. I'd go with
Panhandle. Niceville. Not bad, Niceville. Sheesh. Almost came to Lakeland and beat Dreadnoughts.
This is how I break it up. So Panhandle, I'd go Choctaw. Big Bend area, I'd go Gadsden County. North Central Florida, I'm going to go Vanguard.
Trinity.
Northeast area, I'd go.
Man, that's another.
Rains or I know Bowles is going to be nice, but I think Rains is going to have a chance to get back to the state championship. I don't think the result may be different, but I think they got a good chance to go back.
I like Rains. I like what Rains got going on. That's a breakdown. That's a hell of a breakdown right there for you guys that are watching, man. Yeah, that's the whole state. We might have missed a couple, you know what I mean? It's a lot, but my brother's short on time right now. You know what I mean? I wanted to get as much in as we can.
Gotta run.
It's got to run for you guys. I got some more. We'll get them back on. I always leave a little bit so I can get them back on. So shout out to my brother, Andy Villamarzo, one of the hardest workers in the game. Got some news coming for y'all guys soon. So, all right, Andy, I know you got to go, brother. We'll talk after this, man. Peace for sure.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Oh, my guy. We'll talk, brother. Go do your thing. That's my guy, man. Like I said, one of the hardest workers in the game, man. I surround myself with hard workers. You got some news coming for y'all. I'll let them break it down for y'all. But, hey, I'd like to give spotlights to some more hard workers in the game, right, who deserve the recognition. And I don't know anybody in the Brevard County area putting the spotlight on kids, programs, than this guy right here, man. Shouts out and ruffling feathers as he do it. But hey, sometimes when you keep it real, you know what I mean? If you ain't got haters, you ain't doing something right. So shouts out to my brother Telly with PRMD. Let's get him on, man. Hey, I had to get you on the right way, brother. What's up, man?
What's up, man? How everything going, brother?
Hey, man, I'm working, man. I'm working, trying to get like you, man. Hard work in the game.
Brother, man. What's happening, brother? I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
Like I said, you've been grinding through the spring and summer like the rest of us, dog, man. But how's the vibe been for you out there, bro? How's things going for you this summer?
So everything been cool, man. Brevard this year is gonna be gonna be a year. Like this gonna be the year. We've called this in Spaces the year of the coaches. Like you ain't gonna be able to hide this year. You're gonna have to show what you can do. Yeah, you got to get on that board and make something happen.
You ain't gonna let them hide.
No, I ain't gonna let them hide. If it ain't looking right, it ain't looking right.
Right. All right, man. Really quick, dog. My dog been good this summer, been grinding for sure. But for the folks who might not know, man, break it down real quick for us again. I had them on a couple times now, but what is PRMD for the people that don't know? What's the goal behind you launching the platform, and what's the goal with the Twitter Spaces?
Man, so PRMD is please respect my decision, man. It's kind of something that just kind of like happened organically, and so as a result, I'm taking it day by day, week by week. You know what I'm saying? But truthfully, I just want to spotlight all Brevard kids, really. But my main focus is a lot of Titusville kids, just because they get overlooked. And man, I just want to put the spotlight on all of Brevard so people can know we got talent over here. They know, but it's a lot of underrated guys that fall that I'm putting the spotlight on.
Well, as me and Andy, as we talk about, areas around the state, this is one of them, right? That you can't skip over this area for you coaches that's coming down to Florida. It's a lot you can go to, but don't skip over the Brevard County area. You know what I mean? You got a chip on their shoulder out there, but let's talk about it really quick, dog. Every time you go live, some spicy scenes that come out of the Brevard County area, dog. From transfers, coaches, and parents going at it, dog. What's going on out there, dog?
So I think one of the hardest things for me to do is I kind of hold people accountable. And so they used to be able to just say stuff and get it off, and then the spaces started happening. And so now I kind of like, they said this, they said that, they said they're the best team in the nation. We got to see it. You know what I'm saying? And they don't really like being the subject of spaces. So when it happens, they don't really like it.
But it's two terms that's come out of that space that you just talked about, right? And that's elite lies and snake oil. Break those down, people that's watching this spaces.
So elite lies It started a few years ago when some Rockledge parents were saying that they were going to be the best team in the nation or best defense in the nation, and they were going to do this and they were going to do that, and it just didn't happen. And so we leave every off season to tell elite lies, and let's see what people go. See what people going
what lies they gonna come up with.
What lies they gonna come up with. And then snake oil, man, it just be like people doing things to try to get kids to come to their school, and they be like, they selling snake oil.
I see what came out of that though. I seen my dog Coach Franco tweet, stop talking to losers about winning because they don't know what it takes.
Yeah,
man, what went down on your spaces last time?
Man,
I watched. I see what went down. What's going on, dog?
So my issue is Snyder has been getting a lot of criticism.
Okay.
A lot of people were kind of just talking about, oh, they don't think like Snyder. He done been to state umpteen times, just completed a 3-peat, and I'm like, how after a 3-peat are we questioning if he still has the ability to do it? You know what I'm saying? So people were like, oh, he doesn't develop kids, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, did you see Brady Hart? Did you see Javion Hilson? Did you see Boggs? Like he's put in the body of work. It's okay to be a critic, but let's make sure that we got the credentials to be critics. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people just being critical. And it's low key, it's diet hating, what I call it. I call it diet hating because it's not actually hate, but they masking it as something different.
I like that one. Hey, real quick, it's all love from my parents, my coaches, my fans, all love, man. But I gotta give my brother the floor. You know what I'm saying? I've been seeing him in his spaces, man. That's one thing I gotta salute you. You know what I mean? Talking to you a few months ago, right? To see your following, to come along. You know what I'm saying? It starts with you being consistent. So I gotta salute you for that, right? Your following is done a hell of a job. So, but I know that's something that might be at your neck. Hey, it's all love for me. Don't come at my neck. You know what I mean? I ain't scared. I'm gonna let them get it out. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give them the force.
The hate is it's all directed at me, bro.
Man, it's all good. I ain't scared of it, but no, for sure. I wanted to know what's going on out of that Brevard County area. But real quick, let's talk about it because there's been some transfers and stuff. I see people talking, but I want to hear from you, man, because you've been out there for some years. Do you feel like the transfers is happening, right? It's been a thing. But do you think it makes things more competitive, or do you feel like it just makes things chaotic? How do you feel about the transfer thing?
I feel like kids want to play where they want to play, and that's kind of the thing. That's kind of they want to play with who they want to play with, and they want to play for who they want to play for. And I think if we understand that, then we won't be so upset about why the kids are transferring. Because a lot of people say it's about the kids until the kids do something that they can't get with. And then it's not about the kids no more. Or a kid fails to meet a certain level of expectation, then it's not about the kids anymore. And so I think kids will transfer. I will say that even though we lost our coach and got a new coach, Titusville didn't lose any kids. And we are absolutely positively returning one of the best D lines and O lines in the county. And so we got some pieces coming together. But
I'm gonna give you the floor for that Titusville talk.
Right. So man, it's just understanding that like kids want to play where they want to play, and I like to say in spaces, crack sell itself. So like
you said though, a coach comes in, another one comes through. But one thing that's probably said at Titusville or some of these other programs, and some things you coaches need to do is set culture. You know what I mean? Something it's hard. It's hard to go against the culture. You know what I mean? And people not gonna let you just do that. So if you set the right culture, it's gonna be hard to see your kids just transfer because something they seen on social media. You know what I mean? And so I don't know.
A lot of kids do get caught up in the they got over there.
They kids, but it ain't no kids pulling their names out of school. It starts with your parents, right? It ain't no kids unenrolling themselves.
Right.
So know what the culture is. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna lie, some of you programs got to do a better job when it comes to promoting your kids and getting them to the next level and educating them about what it means to be recruited. You might not have a fucking undefeated program, but hey, we smashing social media. We networking with college coaches. We getting them on campus. We in DMs. They watching our players' films. So hey, we might not have an undefeated season, but man, 3 of our kids got committed last year.
Right.
You know what I mean? 5 of our kids just got offers last week.
Right.
So what are y'all doing to make your program more noticeable for some of these kids that might not just want to jump up and leave? So trust me, I know you're in Brevard. I'm in Polk. It ain't too many places that got a transfer portal like it is out here.
Right. I thought it was going to be a little bit more activity, I should say.
Right.
But it really hasn't been much. It's a few things going on. I've seen a lot of kids. Egali got a lot of kids over the spring and summer. I think they got about 15 to 20 kids. Definitely at positions of need. So it's been quite interesting to see.
For sure. It happens, man. It's just the new day and age. But let me ask you a serious question, brother, for the people that's watching. I know they tapped in, but from your lens, man, you've been out there in the Brevard County area for some years. What kind of players and coaches does the Brevard County area produce? You know what I mean? Because we see some gritty ball out of there year after year. You know what I mean? I see y'all ain't scared. It ain't soft out there. You know what I mean? What kind of, you know what I mean, dogs does this area produce, man?
Man, historically, we have produced dogs. We've been producing. You can go back to the early 80s where we produced dogs. You know what I'm saying? We had a team that sent Michael Irvin. Titusville High School had a team that sent Michael Irvin to the crib his senior year. You know what I'm saying? So
St. Thomas?
So Titusville and Brevard County as a whole has really been producing. Like we had Wilbur Marshall, Chris Collinsworth, those type of guys come through. And man, we had guys in the 90s, two guys come through. Rockledge in their heydays and Palm Bay in their heydays. Xavier Carter, Reggie Nelson, Joe Cole, Laurent Robinson, Dontavius Wilcox, Aaron Walker over at Astronaut High School. Cameron Harris, he was a top running back when Noel Devine and Chris Rainey were out there doing their thing. And so we've always had guys. I think we just sometimes it's different stories, different dynamics, but we've always been putting in work, and we've always had good coaches, solid coaches come through here. Man, shout out to all of the coaches in the county, Matt Diesel, Coach Owens, Coach Benson, Coach Sands, Coach Murray, all those guys, man.
I think it starts with exposure too, brother. You know what I mean? You got guys like yourself out there now putting that spotlight on Brevard County. So, like I said, I didn't know about a lot of the teams in your area 5 years ago. But since your platform has come out, bro, you put the spotlight on it. Now I know about some under the radar kids. You know what I mean?
Bro. Like I was telling people, like we got to start talking about Javion Cooper a little bit more. I know he's kind of like he's a Polk County guy.
That kid up, you know what I mean? He damn near a Polk County kid. Now, you know?
I'm like, we got to show him more love because it's crazy he been slept on. But that team is going to be really good this year. Oh man,
we're going. I'm gonna let
you might have to come to the homecoming game, Titusville versus MCC.
That might be one. Well, Titusville might win the district this year. Might win, you know what I mean?
Man, I ain't gonna sell too many tickets, but they know.
All right, but let's get into it though. Since let's get into it. Let's talk about some prospects, right? In this area, a lot of prospects in the Brevard County area. I told you to have that video ready for me because you did a hell of a video, kind of a spring breakdown of some players, some programs to look out for. Let's talk about it though. And I kind of want to break it down into three ways to make it easier for the people, right?
Okay.
Let's go top names first, right? And you did that to start off your show that one time. Of course, you got your Xavier Laresi kid, Egali, Oregon commit, and you got your Javion Cooper, your Syracuse commit, right? These are some of the bigger names, but talk about some more bigger names before we get into some of the under radars and maybe some quarterbacks I want to talk about. Who's some big names out in the Brevard County area who you excited to see this fall, man?
So Brogan McNabb, young killer
at
MCC, he doing his thing. He doing his thing. Joseph Allen, Egali, he's doing his thing.
Solid quarterback, 6'7". He's at Egali, right?
Yep. Duran Guilford, he's over at Cocoa. He should be having a big year, as well as O'Keefe Battle and CJ Hester. They got some DBs over there at Cocoa.
At Cocoa. So so they all at Cocoa?
Yes, O'Keefe, Duran,
and I know Hester. Hester one of the bigger names out in the area. And who was the third kid?
O'Keefe Battle.
O'Keefe Battle. Was he somewhere? Was he always at Cocoa?
Yeah, he always been at Cocoa.
Okay. You like him though? I gotta look.
I like him. He plays ball. He plays ball. Like I said, Joseph Allen is going to he's going to do some good things this year. Zion Sandy, young guy. He's going 10th grade. He's at Space Coast. He's under radar kid. Verpel over at Merritt Island.
Kevin Verpel is starting to blow up a little bit.
They need to check on him. They need to check on him. And Rockledge got a couple young guys. Elijah Floyd over there. They had Donovan Richardson. He just recently transferred. They also had Oquindo. They got another guy that plays offensive tackle. I can't think of his name. I think his last name is White. He does his thing though. He's good. And then
Flores going a couple.
Yeah, Noah Flores is one of them ones. Xavier Corbin is going to be a young guy at Egali.
That's the guy I gotta look up.
He's going to be a freshman at Egali this year, so he'll be a top guy. And then, of course, I always got to spotlight the Titusville kids. We got Tank Harvey, Dwight Jenkins. Dwight Jenkins will be one of the best linebackers in the county this year. They can call my bluff. He's going into the 11th grade, undersized, but he will come up and stick something. And so Jeremy Priest, Jeremy Priest is a senior. His recruiting is picking. Yeah, his recruiting been picking up.
It is.
Bookhart, Jamarion Bookhart, he's another one. But we got a lot of guys in the county. If I try to call everybody's name, I'll forget somebody. But we got a lot of talented kids over here in this county.
I like the Devontae Hunter kid out of
Dotson, Adrian Dotson, and Delvontae Hunter over there, Astronaut. Them guys get it done. Yeah, they get it done.
Varys, another young kid. That's high school.
Yeah, I want to see what Varys did. His brother was good too. Man. Yeah, I want to see what Varys do. I think he'll be all right. See, that's why I say I'll be forgetting. I should have wrote every name down.
I'm trying to see your brain a little bit because I'm throwing you out there, right? It's hard to name all these names, but I'm thinking of.
John White the third. John White the third.
That's the kid you were talking about, the white kid.
No, he's a running back. He's a running back. He's one of those guys too.
Speaking of running backs, what's this EA Galley? You said or MCC. You said they got the best running back.
Howard DeWitt. Howard DeWitt.
That's the kid.
That's Howard young. He go. Hey, you better put your money on him. He gonna be one of them ones. He's gonna be one of them ones.
Mary Island got a tight end, bro. He played with the Kevin
Deshaun Thomas. I think his name is. I think they call him Tukey. He's a ball.
That's what they call him.
Yeah, that's what they call him.
I like. Hey, he looks solid in the 77. 77. He look big kid too. So I want to see what he can do. With the pass
last year when they played Titusville, like he did a Saquon Barkley jump over a kid, and I was
ain't no way he jumped over people like that.
he one of them ones.
Yeah, that's athleticism out there, Brevard too.
Yeah, man.
I'm trying to go down this list right quick. I'm trying to see some names for myself. Hold on, let me see. Any other names you got while I look down this list? Let me see.
Let me think.
Go down under the radar. Who's the under the radar though? Who you think got a chance to really blow?
I think, man, we got.
I should have wrote down some of the. Man,
I'm trying to think because there's a bunch of Coco got a. I would like to see what Red Man does. Bill Jefferson from Titusville High School. He's gonna be one of them ones.
Is Latrice Lanes? He's still at Coco.
Latrice Lane, yeah, he's over at Coco. Yeah, he's at Coco. They also have Connor. What's Connor McCarthy? McCarthy over there. He just transferred from Melbourne. And then they have Nico McNeil Jr. His dad played at Coco. Rest in peace to him. But Nico McNeil's Jr. is going. I think he'll do some things at Coco and be a very underrated radar guy, but he'll be good.
Nico Jr. Does Vieira got anybody this year?
Eric Nelson. They got Sean Hartman. We'll be surprised because I don't really hear a lot about Vieira they keep a lot of the stuff under the radar, so it's kind of hard to
years ago who I really like, but he ended up transferring out. I forgot his name.
Yeah. Dang, I can't think of his name. I know you talking.
You know what I'm talking about though. But
I know you're talking about. Yeah, he was good.
Yeah. All right. Some of this might run your brain a little bit. Let's ruffle some feathers, dog. We'll talk about some of the schools out there in your area from Cocoa, Galleys, MCC, Merritt Island, Rockledge, Titusville, Astronaut, Melbourne, Heritage, Palm Bay. I'm just running down the list for you. You know these teams are I'm forgetting. Let's ruffle some feathers, dog. If you had to give me top 5 preseason and it don't gotta be in 1 through 5. Let's just give a power ranking 5 teams who you feel like, you know what I mean, that's got a chance to really make some noise this fall. Let's do it like a top 5 type thing. Oh, he back. Hold on, don't worry about it. Hold on.
Top 5. Yeah, it buffered a little bit.
Wait, real quick before you do this. Real quick, turn your camera so we can get you full screen. Because I know somebody might clip this. I'm gonna clip it. I'm gonna clip this.
There you go. I don't know if it's.
Flip it. You know how you got you on your phone? No, you know how you got the little lock thing.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
So it can turn full screen.
All right. Let's see. I turned it.
Let me see. Hold on, y'all. Nope, it ain't turned. No, there you go. There you go. See me? No, it's good. Bro, we should have. Hey, man, we should have started like that in the beginning. My dog look official now. I don't like to have them like the little slit look because they on their phone majority of the time. But I like to give them the full screen so we have them looking good. Now I have my dog click out. Hold on, man. Hold on, Brevard. Hold on. I'm gonna get him back in here. Hold on. I stay here looking at me, dog. I can be hitting that like button. This been a hell of a show. We had Andy cover the damn near the whole state for y'all. Now I got my dog with Brevard County. Hold on, here you go. Here we go.
My bad, dog.
There you go.
I don't know. I don't know what was happening.
I told him you gotta look official. You gotta look official.
Right. I don't know what was going on.
We should have had the whole show like this. Now you good.
My bad.
For the people watching, dog, let's do it. Let's give 5 of the top teams in the Brevard County area.
All right. Cocoa, without a doubt, they gotta be number 1 until they dethrone. They gotta be.
Damn what they said on Facebook. I don't give a damn. They won.
I'm gonna put Gallery number 2.
For sure.
But
wait, hold
on. It's not.
Gallery over MCC. Oh, that's what I wanted to do right here.
It's not a wide gap between Gallery and Titusville. So I'm only giving Gallery.
Titusville over MCC?
Yes, Titusville is better than MCC. Titusville is top 3 team in the county, bro.
Oh man, all right, bro.
They can call my bluff. I would even go on record.
You know we gonna come out of this show, dog. Don't let Titusville get the goose egg like that.
I would even
if they do that, bro. No Diddy.
Hey, I would even go on record to say that they number 2. You know what I'm saying? Just for billboard material. Let's ruffle the feathers. Let's ruffle the feathers if we're gonna do it. I think we number 2. Like I think we number 2. MCC is absolutely.
Harvey must have a hell of an offseason.
MCC is number 4.
MCC in there.
And I think Merritt Island is number 5 with a couple of guys on the outside looking in.
What's the beef with look Rockledge? What's the beef with Rockledge and them boys, dog?
I don't even have no beef with Rockledge, man. They They just are who they are. They need to put us on the schedule though. Put us on the schedule, Rockledge.
It's all love. Man. I know we go. It's whatever. I know a couple of y'all getting y'all emotions, but it's all love. All love. It's for these kids, dog. Remember that. Remember that.
Fact.
I see Heritage, Palm Bay, Cocoa Beach, couple astronaut, couple of them on the outside looking in. So
definitely a couple guys on the outside looking in.
Things can shake up. You never know.
Right. And everybody's playing everybody this year. So Coco and Egali play week 5. We play Egali, of course, in our district. We play MCC. We play Holy Trinity. We play Egali.
I can't sleep on them. I know they got a kid called Jaden McMillan
wide receiver. I think he's absolutely head and shoulders number one. I think he's one of those ones. Like he one of them ones. So
he got to be in the top names right now.
I just forget about him sometimes. But
like you said,
hey, Jaden, forgive me. I won't forget about you no more.
It's all love. Sure. There you go. He got you in there. He said number one over the Oregon commit. So he got you there for sure.
Yeah, he there. He there.
I want to see. I don't know what their program looks like on the field. You know what I mean? Who they actually like play and stuff like that. But I know him, and I know they had another kid too. I think it was the quarterback, if I'm not mistaken. They had somebody.
They got a couple pieces. They should be all right.
All right, so there you go. That's it for y'all. Coco, Titusville.
He ain't want to say
it. Coco, Titusville, Egali, MCC, and Mary Island. I like what Mary Island got going. I like the coaching staff.
Yeah, they're a very underrated team, bro. And they learning how to keep
like
kids.
I don't know what their trenches look like. You know what I mean? They might got some skill talent. I don't know.
They can say whatever they want to. Titusville High School got the best offensive line and defensive line in this county this year. And it ain't close.
You know what I mean? So okay. Titusville done beefed up a little bit.
Yeah, man, we ready. And we had a lot of guys that were injured last year, so had season-long injuries. So we got some pieces.
Well, I remember having you on the show last time, and you was talking. They had some young kids. That's what you were talking about. They had some young talent. So I know them boys ready to shine this year. Hey, man, I'm gonna chip on that shooter like you do. You feel me?
They ready, and I'm trying to tag you in as many videos as possible. Right?
I love
so you can see those
we're
kids.
Gonna do it here. I'm gonna tag every kid as I can in your area for sure, man. This is the Brevard County Spotlight Show. It's for you. You know what I mean? You
appreciate that.
You know what I mean? So y'all coaches, y'all better have my dog on the sidelines this year,
for real, man.
Get them up. Unless y'all ain't have no damn coverage, y'all had a bullshit ass paper coverage. You know what I mean? That's old school, man. I don't know who was doing that. That's not to them. It's all love for me. It ain't no hate in my blood, but real quick, let's give a quick top quarterbacks in the area. Can we do that real quick? Can we do a quarterback right now?
Yeah.
I'll pull up the schools. You just had a transfer. You want to talk about him real quick? How you feel about him?
I feel like I'm not worried about him because I think Snyder has a proven track record of getting the most out of kids. And I think he'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? Snyder. Shout out to my dog Franco, man.
That's Franco a clown, man.
Man. So, but if there was any right now, because I haven't seen Champ play yet, so right now I got to go with at the top of the top, Brogan. I think Brogan does a lot. He offers a lot to MCC. But he would be 1A. Joseph Allen be 1B.
Joseph Allen, good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Then Verpel is definitely 2.
That's down there. 1A, 1B, 1C. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then you got Zion Sandy, of course. You got
Where's he at?
Zion Sandy is at Space Coast. They playing.
They playing Space Coast.
They playing the independent schedule, but he's gonna be a guy. So, who else? Let me think. Astronaut. I can't think of astronauts.
I looked up astronaut, but they don't got the man. Y'all coaches, make sure y'all putting stats in on Matt Spreps, man. It makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, the only drawback against Astronaut, and it's not anything personal, it's just the fact that they have to play Cocoa. They're in Coco's district, so it's kind of unfair that you're in the district, a 3-man district with Cocoa and the Villages. So you kind of you beating the Villages or you not going to the playoffs type of thing.
What type of offense do they run? Do they throw the ball a lot, or are they ground?
They running the ball a lot. They pounding the ball, but yeah.
Is that Brevard County? Besides like Cocoa, when you got guys like Brady Hart, you're gonna throw the ball. But is that
it's a lot of guys trying to get the ball down the field. Like it's a lot. It's a lot of guys. Like, shout out to my dog Steve Hughes. He gonna be offensive coordinator at Heritage this year. I'm gonna give my dog some love. He I think his name Steve_Hughes on Twitter. But yeah, he gonna be one of them ones. I really want to see how he dial it up this year. Shout out to my boy Billy Palmer, Coach B Palmer 5. Yeah, shout out to my guy. He's coaching at Melbourne this year. The only drawback against Melbourne is that they canceled their game against Egali. Egali had a lot of kids. Egali was getting a lot of kids from Melbourne, and then the coach was like, "Forget it, we ain't playing the game no more." 60-year rivalry went out the window.
All love, man, but hey, I don't know, man. Who's that quarterback? Rogers and Fisher.
Hall is freshman.
Hall.
Yeah.
So he
played the spring game, and he should be having a big year. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. So Melbourne, gotta watch out for them.
Watch out for them.
Who's Titusville? What y'all do? Y'all run the ball out there? Y'all spin the rock?
We just got our head coach Matt Diesel. He was the defensive coordinator for Cocoa High School.
Matt Diesel, that sounds familiar. Oh, that's the Diesel. Yeah. That's what you told me about. That Diesel, he a Ville kid, man.
Know? So he a Ville kid, and he from Titusville. Graduated from Titusville. So it's good to have. It's good to have him back home. This year, he talked about.
Damn, they can hire a recruiting coordinator. I'm looking at one right now.
Yeah,
that is hard. My school start recruiting coordinators, man. That'll be fire.
We working on something, man. We working.
I like it. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Coach Diesel. He trying to do a quick game though to get them athletes out in space this year. So
what the hell am I looking at? I see Palm Bay went 0-10.
Yeah, Palm Bay had a coaching change. Shout out to Coach Mays. He's alumni from Palm Bay. So it's a lot of guys went back to their alma maters this year.
But Palm Bay, let's go, baby.
I'm hearing they're gonna turn over some tides this year. So it's gonna be a lot different. Yeah.
A lot different. There we go.
Yeah.
And any Heritage?
Heritage is gonna be all right, man. Heritage, like I said, they got the John White kid, John White playing linebacker, running back.
Yeah.
They got a couple receivers out there. A very decent quarterback. They should do all right, man. And week one, they play Titusville, so they my enemies right now until the game happens.
You know what I mean?
Shout out to Coach Vincent, man, and Coach P, all those guys down there.
Okay. Did they lose their quarterback, Jackson Summerall? He's not there.
Yeah, Jackson went to John Carroll, but they got a new guy coming in that they are expecting big things from. Coach Steve Hughes actually said that they're gonna have the number one quarterback, running back, and wide receiver in the country.
Heritage?
If anybody be upset, if anybody upset with that,
I want them watching this right now. We gotta see it. I want y'all to win.
Hey, at Swarm Gang, tag them. Yeah, man.
Is that Swarm Gang? What is that?
Yeah. So I'll see you all of the ads.
Anybody else I'm missing from the Brevard County area? Cocoa Beach, what they gonna look like? I know they lost the Bears kids. I don't know. Yeah, I
don't know what they're gonna look like. To be honest with you, I just would have to get over there and see what they put down.
Yeah. have to wait and see. Or if you can get out there before the fall, that'll be
right.
Do a PRMD a tour before the fall. Have these coaches have you out, practice and whatnot. That'll be a great spotlight for the county. You know what I mean, I don't know nobody doing that in the county. So.
Right.
All right, that's some quarterback talk as I go around and look at some of the schools in the county. But all right, really quick, if you had to pick a program or two from the area, man, or across the state that's really got a chance that you think that's got a chance to build this year, who have you had your eyes on? I know you've been doing a lot of social media, even bigger than Brevard County, right? So I know you have your eyes on throughout the state. Who's a team right now that you got circled, man? These TFAs blowing up. Some of these schools in South Florida, like Northwestern, blowing up a little bit. Coco got transfer in. Who you got circled? Who's a team that you've been paying attention to a little bit? Oh, hold on, somebody might have called him. My bad. That's my bad. I'm going on a damn tangent myself. I know it's a lot I've been looking at. I seen Brian Williams leave from Lake Mary. I want to see what Lake Mary is going to look like. I want to see what Edgewater is going to look like with Carter Emanuel and them boys. Edgewater is kind of like Seminole to me. They always keep talent. I want the Edgewater head coach on the show too, man. I'm going to try to reach out to him. Some other schools I'm interested in seeing. Oviedo High School. I'm gonna try to have Coach Greg Ardano on. Jeffy Chintar and those St. Pete Catholic boys. I'm gonna have Coach on. I want to see what Manatee looks like. Trying to have him on as well. I want Coach Snyder on. Yeah, that'll be big. Franco or Snyder, if you on, we'll get you on. Gotta have some Lake Wells guys on. I want some of those guys, like we talked about in that Naples area. Dog. I want some of y'all on as well. But let's wait on bro. Let's try to get him back on so we can wrap up this segment, dog. It's been a good segment. 1 second, y'all. Hit that like button. I'm gonna give my dog a couple more minutes, y'all. A couple more minutes, my brother. Because I got a busy day ahead, man. A busy night. One second, y'all. Thank y'all so much for all the support, for sure. My brother.
My
brother. No, you good, brother. You good. Stuff happens. They'll be all right.
Yeah.
Let me get back to what I was talking about. Let's jump right back into it, man.
Okay.
Really quick, though, out of those teams, man, because I kind of talked a little bit about some teams I'm excited to see, but around the state. But out of those teams in the Brevard County area, which one would you pick would be the sleeper, man? Who's the real deal sleeper that people might not, they might, but they got a chance for real that's brewing something up?
Man,
I think it's like, I'm going to go with Melbourne.
No, man, you trying to stir up controversy. I don't know, bro. Like when you talk about a sleeper, I really don't know. Like
you said, Coach said they got running back, quarterback tangent out there.
Oh, that was Heritage that said they got
Heritage. I like Heritage.
They might be.
Or Astronaut. I like Astronaut, man. I seen them at the media day last year. They had some size.
Bro, I'm coming to the media.
You gonna be there? There we go. There, for sure. I seen a lot of y'all schools out there. I think Brevard and Pope are matched up together. So
right.
So, I'm gonna
go with them. Year of development. This is the year of team. You're gonna really have to play. It might not be as wide of a gap between teams as
you know who I'm going with. You know who I'm going with? Titusville.
You really should, bro. We good.
I'm telling you,
we good.
I'm going off your word, bro. Titusville. They went 75 last year, and they got a chance to go maybe just drop what? We got Coco, man. You know what I mean? We're looking at the over and under. We got
this year. We
got West Orange.
We played West Orange, Spruce Creek,
Heritage. You got
Palm Bay. We played.
You got my Heritage. You got Holy Trinity, West Orange, Spruce Creek, E-Galley, MCC, and Merritt Island. Yeah, Astronaut.
Hey, I'm betting over on 7.5 wins. So I like us to get 8 this year.
You going over?
Yeah, I like us to go over.
Yeah, y'all almost beat West Orange last year.
Yeah, we should have. We had a little meltdown at the last.
All right, we got Spruce Creek got over. Why was the score 3-7 against E-Galley?
Oh man, that's because they
it was a dog fight.
Yes, it was a dog fight. That's what.
So Titusville be out there scrapping and rumbling and struggling and bubbling.
Yeah, man. That
what
first
the
heck? We was on our P's and Q's, man. I talked it up in spaces a lot, man. It was.
That's what the letdown was. That playoff game, you beat Merritt Island.
Yeah.
And then you played a bad against E-Galley, dog. I know they were. Y'all been talking about that game since then, bro.
Yeah, man. We still thinking about that. We need our lick back this time, brother.
I hope they watch it, dog. You know, I like to create energy, dog. It's all love, so we want to create energy in the city, dog. You know what I mean? We shake hands, but when we on that football field, I'm ready to knock one of y'all heads off.
Right.
It's all good. It's our county, you know what I mean?
Right.
We beef with other county. That's how it should be. Right. That's like Pope. We ain't riding with too many other guys. It's all love, you feel me?
Right.
I like Brevard though. All right. Let me see. But let's talk about it real quick, man. Let's wrap up a little bit here. It's been a great show, and I want to have you back on before the season. Right before the fall season starts, so we can kind of ruffle some more feathers. That's what it's about. Keep it real on here. We're gonna keep it real on here. It's all love. We're gonna keep it real. So, all right, real quick. If you got, as we talk about these schedules, not just Titusville, but we're talking about the whole county. What's one game that you got circled that you ready for this fall? As people talking about, what's the game? And it might be Coco E-Galley. We're gonna scratch that one out. What's one game, dog, that people need to see? And you might have said it. You might have said Titusville Heritage. That might be it.
I'm going to either go Titusville Heritage, Titusville Merritt Island, or E-Galley.
I'm going to go Titusville MCC. That might be it.
That's another one.
That might be the game.
Yeah, it might be that game for us.
And that's Titusville at home.
Yeah, it's our homecoming game, and it's not because we think any less of them or anything like that. It's just how
y'all schedule MCC for homecoming.
Yeah,
I'm gonna leave it right there. Brogan McNabb, I know that's your dog, but I know. Hey, I hope y'all watching. You feel me? I know that's your boy. Yeah. All right, man. Hey. I love you, dog. I'm gonna let you know. audio going down a little bit. So we're going to cut it here. It's been a real good show, dog. We got a lot of prospects, you know what I mean, that we touched on. I know it's all good, though, but you've been good the whole show. So I want to cut it right here. So one thing I want y'all to do now, go over to PRMD and follow my guy right now, especially if you're in the Brevard County area, man. Go to PRMD and follow my. Damn, I didn't want to leave right there, but I wanted him. His audio was messing up a little bit. But all right, man, go over to PRMD Media and follow my brother, man. I'm all about giving the spotlight to the hard workers in the game, man. I remember, you know, trying to come up in the game myself, and it's not a lot of love out here. It's not a lot of real people. So I'm lagging myself a little bit. My brother was lagging. This was a hell of a show. Shouts out to Andy Villamarzo. Shouts out to my brother Telly with PRMD Media. We'll be back for y'all Thursday. I'm talking about a hell of a show behind the episode. So much love, y'all. Y'all hit that like, hit that share button. Shouts out to our sponsors. Much love, y'all. We'll be back. Peace.